EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. For the Broncos.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, sixth-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
And how about this young man? Took the NFL world by storm. As a sixth-round rookie, signature mullet, mustache, but 21 touchdowns for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Great personality, and everyone gravitates towards this guy. Teammates love to win with a quarterback who leads them like that, and fans love to root for a guy who seems just like them.
Alex Singleton making the play defensively.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Minshew sets to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up forward.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Fighting his way through contact. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. Now it's Nix.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking this.
And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 53 yards. And the Broncos are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. Alex Singleton. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now Minshew. Oh, he rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Nix to the air. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
What's good on the extra point? And it's now 14-0.
14. Chiefs.
The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
6 yards.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Minshew. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it?
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance.
The Broncos offense and veteran receiver Cortland Sutton getting set for their next drive. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but it's fair to say this defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we're going to be successful in this one.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On play action, here's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
First down. A 28-yard gain. And the Broncos first down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Evan Ingram, 38 yards. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
On the tackle. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
21-0 our score after 1. second quarter from Arrowhead, it's the Chiefs in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Looking to throw it. Minshew. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
They'll look to throw here. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Here's Pacheco on the read option. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves...
He's got a man, complete. Still on his feet. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Adam Troutman, 81 yards. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. That was a nice little setup there off play action for the long touchdown pass.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, it brings back bad memories for a guy like me as a former defensive back, because in a playbook I knew a long time ago, we described that play pattern as draw pass 9 go, meaning fly pattern after the play action pass, trying to hit him for the deep ball, and boy, were they successful on that one. So tough because his speed is so great. You've got to make sure you don't miss any cues or keys in order to try and keep up with him.
Draw pass 9 go. That's still a nightmare to this day.
Yeah, I still wake up in the middle of the night and feel the guy going past me.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. KC's offense ready to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says,
oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense. Is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Off the play fake, Nix. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
They'll go play action with Nix. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown from 6 yards away. And the Broncos have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to him. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. They overload him that time on a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded at the 20. And just shutting him off there. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
The Broncos offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. To throw, here's Nix.
And that'll be incomplete.
He certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
To throw is Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
It's a gain of 20. And the Broncos first down. It's a gain of 20. First down, Broncos.
Throwing Nix. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8. At the 20.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2.
Harrison Butker.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Nix. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. There he goes again. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 72 yards. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. What's good on the extra point? And it is 42-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Chiefs take over first.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. They'll come out
throwing here on first down.
Now Minshew has it knocked out. Fumble.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. It's taken to the 26.
A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And that will come the offense as they take over. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Take him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he was really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good for him. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Nix.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Off play action. Nix. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
He's going to have the first down and then some.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Adam Troutman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos just continue to roll.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Chiefs, nothing. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he returns this to the 22. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing. Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Minshew under pressure. They got him again.
John Franklin Myers, his 2nd sack of the night.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down again.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Returnable here from the 38. 54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They go play action here on 1st down. And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Evan Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. And that last touchdown pass not only puts 6 points on the board, it also puts his name into the record books for the most touchdown passes in a single game. So that is a big one, folks. Can you believe it? 8 passing touchdowns in a single game until today. That had never been done in NFL history. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do this thing in this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now Minshew has it knocked out. Fumble. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Nix. A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guy?
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
What's good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again.
And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Minshew sets to throw.
Throw left side complete. That's Rice. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 28 yards. And on Kansas.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Minshew. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Minshew under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
The offense on third down tonight, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be third and forever. Out of the gun is Minshew. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Minshew. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through and drop him for an 8-yard loss.
But
Tell the statistician to add another one to their impressive total today. Great week for the defensive front. A tough one for that offensive line. Quarterback getting right back behind that line, hoping for more time to attempt a likely third down pass.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Looking to throw. That's laid out deep for Rice. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A big one there on third down. They hit for 30 yards.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
He finds his man, complete. That's Atkins. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at the Chiefs' 42-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here.
And from the 42 now, here's second and 2. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. He finds Sutton crossing the formation, complete.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And that's going to do it. With that last throw, he surpasses Norm Van Brocklin's mark of 554 passing yards in one game, set more than 70 years ago, way back in 1951. He's had help from his offensive line and his receivers, but this has been an incredible individual performance.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the fourth quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
13 yards on the play.
Here's Minshew. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out.
The Broncos and Courtland Sutton heading back out there.
And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because, you know, the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And his throw is incomplete.
Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves.
Michael Dana.
And they're to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the Kansas City Chiefs.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.